Hey guys, Pixel Dan here, and today we're going to take a look at one of MattyCollector.com's upcoming unique exclusive items. Check it out. The Ghostbusters PKE Meter Replica. How awesome is this? Well, let's open it up and take a look for ourselves. Alright, so check this out. Outside of the white mailer box, the PKE meter comes in this box that resembles a crate. Now that is seriously one cool looking box. And the thing is covered in things like the Ghostbusters logo and all these cool little warning labels such as, warning, if a portal to a parallel dimension or free roaming, vaporous, full torso apparition is discovered, contact your local EPA administrators. Or even, warning, if overcome by feeling of dread, discontinue use. Contains unlicensed and untested psychokinetic equipment. Do not point directly into eyes. Do not use in shower. You gotta love how that Ghostbusters humor is perfectly captured right here in the packaging. Now on this Ghostbusters crate packaging box here, the top lid actually slides right off to unveil a box full of styrofoam peanuts. Almost as if this is an actual crate housing a real PKE meter. That's just an extra touch that I really appreciate. I mean, the packaging alone is worth something. This is really, really well done. So let's dump out some of these peanuts. The only problem with the peanuts, they do kind of make a mess. So once you get all the peanuts cleared out, you can see that there's actually a plastic tray down inside that houses the PKE meter unit, as well as an instruction manual and a small sheet of black stickers. Now the small sheet of black stickers is actually like a sticker resembling electrical tape, which you can use to cover up the screw holes and such in the PKE meter if you decide to do so. And then of course this right here is the bad boy that we all want to see. The PKE meter. And there she is. Pretty beautiful, right? The thing is nice and lightweight, made of a good solid plastic, and fits perfectly in your hand about the scale that you would expect it to after seeing it from the films. Now looking at the actual paint job, you can see that there's actually some little scratches painted all around the sides and the edges of the actual PKE meter unit. Now these are all done on purpose, because if you look you can see that it's actual paint and not scratches. This is to kind of give it that weathered and worn look, so it's not like a brand new shiny unit. You can see it's been through some wear and tear. Actually a pretty cool touch that I really enjoy. Now the underneath of the handle here you actually have your switch, which is your power button, to turn the thing on and off. So if we flip that switch, we get it all booted up. So when the unit is on, you've got the nice beeping noise, and you can see that the lights are flickering on each of the little wings there. Now the screen up here does actually have a display, and there's three different ways, that you can display it. First, of course, is in the off position. And we can actually change this by moving this little slide bar to the right or the left. If we flip it to the right, we get one display option. And flipping it to the left gives us a different option, with the light going a different direction. Now of course putting this back in the middle turns it to the off position, so that way you can use it whichever way you'd prefer. Now there are 4 buttons right here on the face of the unit. The 2 right buttons actually do the same thing as one another, just as the 2 left buttons do the same thing as one another. By pressing either of the buttons on the right, you get the little wings to open halfway. Pushing the button again, and they close. The buttons on the left bring them all the way open as far as they can get. And of course pushing the button again brings them back down. Now you can of course mix that up by pressing the right button to go halfway and then the left button to go all the way up. Right button again to go halfway. You can kind of switch it around and make it go whichever way you want. That way you can kind of play around with it and act as if you were sensing different paranormal activities. Now there is also a small dial here underneath the index finger. Turning the dial is actually what's going to make the PKE meter have a faster beep, as if it's responding to some actual kinetic energy. So if I turn that to the right, you can see that it's getting faster, the beeping noise is faster, the screen emulates this, and the lights blink faster. Until we get to a point where it's just going crazy. There's all kinds of paranormal activity here. So you can combine that along with pushing the buttons on the front, and you've got yourself an active PKE meter. It's really cool because you can kind of mix it up. So you can kind of turn the dial at the same time as pushing the button. You can see we're kind of calming down, we're calming back down. And then as you're inspecting different things, oh, we're reacting. Oh, very cool stuff. I really enjoy the way this one works. Now another thing that this PKE meter has is the ability to change it from Ghostbusters 1 version to Ghostbusters 2 version. Now in order to do this, you actually hold down both of the two bottom buttons at the same time for just a few seconds. When you do this, you'll see that the thing blinks and resets. Now it's a really subtle difference. There's not a whole lot going on, but basically what you do when you switch it between these two modes is it changes the pattern of the lights a little bit to match the way that they were between the two movies, as there were differences. So there's one version. And there's the second version. Again, the difference is really subtle. I actually had to stare at this for a little bit to realize that it was blinking differently than it was before. But the difference is there, and honestly I think that's a really cool little extra feature that was added in that did not have to be added in. And huge Ghostbusters fans are sure to really get a kick out of that. The Mattel Ghostbusters PKE meter is seriously a lot of fun. It seems like it's built really sturdy, it's got a great look that matches the look of the item in the actual films, and seriously, this thing is just a lot of fun to play with. When I first opened this thing up, I spent an entire night just running around, scanning everything in the house, pretending that it had paranormal activity going on. This thing is a blast. And it's going to be great for huge Ghostbusters fans and collectors of those merchandise, or even people who are hoping to round out their Ghostbusters cosplay costume or Halloween costume. A really cool item. The PKE meter will be available only on MattyCollector.com come December 2010. If you're a huge Ghostbusters fan, I would highly recommend picking this one up. Until next time.